Well, emotions high over the attacks here in Paris. The mayor of a major European city shocked a live television audience this week. The mayor of Rotterdam had a message for Muslims who have a problem with Western culture, saying, quote, "It is incomprehensible that you can turn against freedom, but if you don't like freedom, for heaven's sakes, pack your bags and leave. If you do not like it here because some humorists you don't like are making a newspaper, may I then say you can F off." You get the point. So the man who made these comments, the mayor of Rotterdam, you should know, is a Muslim. In fact, Ahmed Abu Talib is the first Muslim immigrant to lead a major, well, Western European city. Joining me now to talk about this is Dr. Saud Anwar. He's the mayor of South Windsor, Connecticut. Also happens to be a Muslim. And let me ask you this, sir. Let me ask you as a Muslim first. When you hear the mayor of a city saying, if you don't like it here, you can F off, what's your reaction?
Thank you, John and Michaela, for having me on your show. And so I heard Mayor Abu Talib's comments from Rotterdam, and I have four perspectives on this that I wanted to share with you, which is, first of all, I completely agree with him with respect to the fact that terrorists have no room in any society. And the second component is that any individual in any society who has intentions to harm their fellow citizens also have no room in that society. The area that I disagree with him respectfully is the fact that people in Western and any other society with democracy have a right to have peaceful disagreements on issues and perspectives and policies. So that is something that I think he went a little too far. And then another part is the choice of his words, again, look very aggressive and almost look like bullying. So that's how I look at this.
You know, it is interesting in some ways. We say this is a new discussion because of the terror attacks here in the Muslim communities that exist in some places in Europe. But in other ways, this is a discussion and a debate that's gone on for hundreds of years, including in the United States, in cities like Boston, where you see signs of, no Irish. It's a discussion about assimilation. What is the responsibility of immigrants to assimilate to the culture that they are in, or do they have the right to keep many of the traditions and the customs that they have? Now, no one is saying that that part of that discussion pertains to violence. Violence, of course, is abhorrent, but how willing do you have to be able to be, when you're a mayor, to accept the customs of new immigrant communities?
So, and I think this is part of the difference, John, that's the difference between Europe and United States. In the United States, every American is a hyphenated American in so many ways. So we actually are a society which accepts people of all different backgrounds, and this is a part of our responsibility to help as a larger society for communities to integrate and assimilate into the larger society. And this would require both the community and the larger society to actually start to accept each other. And it's a process, and it's a very critical piece of solution and prevention of extremism and terrorism of any shape or any form.
You know, it is interesting because we just got some news here in Paris that's very interesting. It deals with the issue of outreach to a different community. The Department of the Interior here just announced that Lassana Bathily, he is the man from Mali, a Muslim who perhaps helped save many people in the kosher supermarket. He led them into the freezer. The Department of Interior here has said that he will now become a French citizen. They are granting him citizenship, making a big show, I think, of welcoming this immigrant into the community. What do you make of that gesture?
I think this is a great thing, and this is actually what we also need to do. Now, this terrorism issue, this extremism issue, we as a society cannot solve it alone. It's not a law enforcement issue. It would require the Muslim community to be partner and work closely with the larger society and with the law enforcement. And I think the responsibility of the Muslim community is very significant. They have to be the ones to fight these extremists and also help identify them. If there is anybody in their own community who has negative ideas and who actually has plans to hurt anyone, the Muslim community should be the first one who should be vigilant about some of these individuals and have the comfort level to reach out to the law enforcement and interact with them. And I think integration, allowing people to be citizens, but also be true citizens and responsible citizens, is very, very important part of the solutions.
Dr. Saud Anwar from the great city of South Windsor, Connecticut, thanks so much for being with us. I really appreciate it. Michaela?
Thank you for having me.
Great conversation there, John. Thanks so much for that. Imagine